When injury happens, it's obviously incredibly disappointing. And I encourage you to think that the first question isn't how quickly can I get back to normal, but a great question, and one that requires us to get a bit curious, but also really specific with our questionings if we are seeing healthcare professionals, is if there is a period of time of rehabilitation or recovery, how can I keep moving without making this injury worse or creating new ones? So this was the heart of a question from Muyesser. She, the other week, fractured her wrist during a trail event after stepping to the side to let faster runners pass, and she fell heavily onto her arm, fracturing the wrist. The silver lining is the Her Trials community, KB, Emma, Ivy, were there and supported her to finish, but also that she wasn't on her own. When you're on your own, you get an injury, it can create more anxiety than the injury itself. So she finished the event, which is amazing. But we now want to look at what is the next phase. Because once the race is over and the adrenaline wears off, the body starts to tell you the truth. And with a fractured wrist, especially if it's on your predominant side, the goal is, how do we let ourselves heal but still move and support ourselves and look after our mental well-being? And I do think that healing well requires a different type of discipline. When an athlete is injured, there's just this strong urge to push to the other side to prove that the injury hasn't stopped them. But the body is one system. If one side is in a cast and you're limited, the rest of your body, if you don't consider that, can start to compensate. So it can change the way that you walk. You might start to hold tension through your neck, your shoulders. You may load one side of your body more than the other. And, you may avoid movements without even realizing it. So if we ignore those compensation patterns, we can create a whole raft of issues to add to the first. So it's not about stopping, it's about changing. So what can I still allow myself to do that supports healing but keeps me connected to movement? It's maybe walking, breath work, doing work that actually supports your central nervous system that sometimes does get neglected when we are in these big training blocks. So you are doing great dividends for your body for when you return back. Can I do mobility without loading the wrist? I think we sometimes neglect the fact that just getting outside is often so much of the win. So how do we get the answers to these questions? It's going to your doctor, your physio, your treating team with a specific set of questions. It could be telling them, I am a runner, I'm on a training program. I know that I can't run or be on program as I was, but what can I do safely? What should I avoid? What movements are going to place load through my wrist that don't potentially seem so obvious to me right now? How can I stop the rest of my body compensating too much? When can I return to strength work, or what would a progression look like? All these questions, if you go in there, you're going to get so many more answers. For those who like to know the pathway, this can help you get there. And if you bulk it, hopefully they can answer as much in one appointment. It helps you get the most out of the consultation, which I know is not cheap. You are no less an athlete because you are injured and you are having to adapt. In fact, that's exactly what athletes do. It's utterly what adventurers do. We adapt when the plan that we put in place no longer serves us. So healing is definitely not passive. It requires attention, discipline, patience, humility. It actually requires us to listen to our bodies, which I think is a really great art to continually keep cultivating. So hopefully that helps reframe the setback of injuries as a component of what it is to be an athlete, to be on these training programs. And what you do in this phase as an athlete serves to what you may traditionally consider the more active component.